A young mom is going mega viral on TikTok for charging her young kids for rent and utilities in an effort to teach them about fiscal responsibility. You won't believe what people online are saying about this woman for literally doing nothing other than teaching her kids financial literacy.
Is this some kind of joke?
Let's talk about it. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. And if you love what you watch, leave a comment about how wonderful and smart I am. Okay, let me show you the video that just exploded on TikTok.
We charge our kids rent and utilities. Each week they get paid $6. $1 per week is expected to go toward their expenses. We charge them each $1 for rent, $1 for groceries, and $1 for utilities on the first of each month. They track it on their budget trackers, and other spending or categories happen after those payments. They set that dollar in a separate envelope for utilities, and then at the beginning of the next month, we charge them for their bill. We want them to learn about expenses and bills in a safe environment now. Feel free to follow along for more kids' personal finance.
This is genius. In an era where young people are in increasing financial debt, credit card debt, student loan debt, younger generations should be learning about personal finances and how to be responsible with your finances.
Exactly.
Basically, the setup of it is just that the kids get an allowance of $6 per month, and then half of it goes towards their bills because they need to learn that there will always be a mandatory finance to pay in the world, especially as young men. And they're learning it in a space where, they're not going to be evicted from their mother's house if they don't pay the bills. That's not what's happening here. It's a healthy way to learn about rent and utilities. But you guys, you would not believe that if you saw the comments.
You are scaring me!
This woman got shellacked by people claiming that she was ruining her kids' youth. This comment from Hannah Addock reads, she clearly made a grammatical error in this, and she's meant to say they should be children, or they are children. They shouldn't have to worry about anything. You're telling me at an age where kids are learning about insanely inappropriate things in kindergarten that boys aren't able to learn about financial literacy with $6? That it's okay to learn about certain ideologies but not financial literacy at this age? Give me a break. Another commenter said, they're too young for this. Chances are they'll become hyper fixated on money and be over anxious about it. I speak from experience. That feels like projection. Sure, in family situations where finances and money are viewed as a scarcity, of course, that will create any financial anxiety, no matter the kid. But kids can and should learn about finances before there are any stakes involved, right? Better to learn the consequences of not paying your bills at home in a loving family where you're not going to be evicted. Better to learn that lesson at home than through an awful landlord who will evict you without a second thought. Someone with the username J9 was echoing this commenter as well, said, kids this age absolutely do not need to learn about expenses and bills. This is a perfect setup for creating financial anxiety. So the overall sentiment from this video was, this is bad. Kids don't need to worry about finances. This will cause anxiety for your kids. I could not disagree more. Seriously, find any 22-year-old, recent graduate from college, and ask them what they wish they learned in school. And I promise you, if their parents aren't already doing it for them, they're going to say they wish they knew how to pay their taxes. They're going to say something to the extent of, I wish I had better financial literacy. I wish I knew how to pay my taxes. I wish I understood how much the world costs. But thank goodness I know what SOHCAHTOA is on a frickin' triangle. Because learning about taxes, those are skills you need to learn. But instead, our schools focus more on diversity and inclusion and other woo-woo nonsense. So I think what this mother is doing is she's doing what the public school system won't do and teaching her kids about the things that matter most in life. Of course, we want kids to live relatively carefree lives, but I hate that teaching kids about finances gets a young mom ripped to shreds online. But parents who overschedule their kids, make no room for church in their kids' lives, pressure their kids to get to this extreme place where they get into the best college, those parents, those are the good parents. Even though all they've done is put their kids in a pressure cooker to achieve in terms of what achievement looks like to academic leftists. It's quite backwards when you actually think about it like that. But because this video got so much hate and attention, the mom actually had to speak out and clear up some of the common questions she got. And there was one that I found particularly interesting. So let's watch her answer.
First question, what happens if they don't pay their bills? Nothing, because they're children. I don't evict them, as many of you suggested. We work with them to make sure that they set aside enough money. It's not a problem that actually comes up. I try to make learning about money as fun as possible.
In case this wasn't clear enough, This is a learning tool. People on the internet are so wildly unwell if they really genuinely think that this mother would evict her kids over a learning tool. She's actually doing them a favor. There are two other comments that had me just cackling over this whole debacle. This one is from a user who goes by name, and their comment reads, "No need for this. School will teach them all they need to know, like parallelograms, which comes in handy during parallelogram season." Exactly my point. Public school will teach kids the most innocuous things like parallelograms, or like I said earlier, SOHCAHTOA, but actual important things are just left to the side. That's why parents need to teach their children about finances. I also liked this comment from Yoder, which reads, "Should give them $5 per month, but expenses are $6. More realistic, given where the economy is headed." Okay, maybe that's where the whole financial anxiety thing comes in. But actually, theoretically, telling your kids that they should prepare for a month or two when expenses may be more than their income, also an important lessons to learn. Maybe when they're older. They may not be at the age to learn that like right now, but as they grow older, these become important lessons to learn. Let me know in the comments, if you're a parent, would you consider doing this, something like this for your kids? And if you're a young adult or student, do you wish your parents taught you something like this, or did they? Thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to drop a comment, like and subscribe on the way out, and I'll see you here next time.